Good morning. Welcome to 22 News at 6:30 on this Tuesday morning. I'm Rich Tedderman.
And I'm Tamara Sacharczyk. It's a nice start to the morning, but it'll go downhill quickly.
It certainly will, and it is on the way. Let's get the latest from Nick Bannon. He's in the forecast center.
Yes, you want to grab the umbrella, rain gear of all sorts.
Continuing coverage, the man from West Springfield accused of killing 7 motorcyclists will be in court in New Hampshire today.
This after he was just in a Springfield courtroom on Monday. 22 News reporter Taylor Knight is live in Springfield to explain what charges he's facing.
Vladimir Zubkowski pleaded not guilty to.
Families of the victims here in Massachusetts are struggling with the tragedy. 22 News spoke with people who know Joshua Morin, a survivor who's currently in stable condition at May Medical Center.
Those family members told 22 News Morin is a father, a trauma nurse, and a veteran of the Marine Corps. He's now in stable condition, like Rich just said. Morin's former brother-in-law told 22 News he was just heartbroken when he heard about this crash. One local veteran said the community will rally behind him when he's released from the hospital.
They're tight-knit groups, both tight-knit groups.
A GoFundMe page has raised more than $394,000 for the victims and their families in just 2 days. A dirt bike rider could be facing criminal charges for allegedly throwing a piece of concrete at a police officer in Springfield. Springfield police spokesman Ryan Walsh told 22 News dirt bikers were allegedly riding recklessly on Main Street at around 5:30 Saturday night. When police got there, one of the riders allegedly picked up a piece of concrete and threw it at an officer's head. He then allegedly threw a different brick through the cruiser's back window. Police have since identified the suspect, but they're not releasing his name at this time.
3 men from Springfield are facing several charges.
A woman is being held on $10,000 bail after she was caught allegedly driving drunk for the 4th time in East Hampton. East Hampton police told 22 News 56-year-old Victoria Carruthers struck 2 cars in downtown East Hampton at around 12:30 Sunday afternoon. She was arrested after allegedly attempting to run from police. Carruthers is facing multiple charges, including her 4th OUI offense. She was arraigned Monday in Northampton District Court.
East Hampton police need your help looking for a man accused of trying to break into a home.
New this morning, a 19-year-old man is dead after he was shot by a police officer in Boston. Boston police said they received reports of gunshots at a park Monday afternoon. When they got there, 2 suspects started to run away. One of the suspects allegedly had a gun and refused to put it down. He then allegedly fired a shot at police, which is when one of the officers returned fire, shooting and killing him. Police are still searching for that second suspect.
New from the overnight, Springfield police say no one was hurt after more than a dozen shots were fired at a...
Time now is 6:37. It's an issue that's probably caused some disagreements at your house. A food product is technically past its expiration date, but does that really mean you have to throw it away? Well, the 22 News I-team wanted to know whether there's a difference between the sell-by, best-by, and best-if-used-by dates and how much it actually matters. We discovered those dates have nothing to do with food safety. In fact, they're not even set by or monitored by the government.
They're set by the food manufacturer, and the food manufacturer is in business of selling the food.
So how long can you keep food past its expiration date? We spoke to several experts to find out, and what we discovered may surprise you or even save you some money. You can watch our full investigation tonight on 22 News starting at 5.
New this morning, the state's Cannabis Control Commission is working on new regulations that would allow for social consumption and home delivery of marijuana.
22 News reporter Hector Molina is live in East Hampton with where the commission currently stands with this process.
Well, in May, the CCC approved on a 3-2 vote a policy allowing for social consumption.
It's a tragedy that happens across the country every single year. A first responder is killed on the job while trying to help someone on the side of the road. Massachusetts introduced the Move Over law about 10 years ago. It requires drivers to move over to the next lane if they can safely do so when an emergency vehicle is pulled over on the side of the road. That includes police officers, EMTs, firefighters, and tow truck drivers. If a driver fails to move over, they could face a $100 fine.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is meeting with 9/11 first responders today.
A controversial proposal would wipe out student debt for graduates across the country. Democratic presidential candidate in Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders unveiled his College for All Act on Monday. His proposal would erase student debt for about 45 million Americans. Graduates across the country owe a total of $1.6 trillion in student loans. Presidential candidate Elizabeth Warren announced a similar proposal in recent weeks, but her proposal would take a graduate's income into account to determine whether they'll have to pay back their loans. Senator Sanders said he would use a new tax on Wall Street to pay for his proposal. Migrant children have been removed from a Border Patrol station in Clint, Texas, after they were allegedly living in dangerous conditions. The station reportedly didn't provide enough food or water to more than 300 migrant children. A group of attorneys said the older kids were attempting to care for infants and toddlers when they visited the Border Patrol station last week. They also said 15 children had the flu and some of them had been detained for as long as 3 weeks. The government will make an announcement today on a plan to crack down on those annoying robocalls. The Federal Trade Commission has a new campaign called Operation Call It Quits. It's their latest effort to stop the criminals who are making these illegal robocalls. Now, the plan won't stop the calls completely, unfortunately, but it could help reduce them.
642, our main weather concern.
Time now 6:51, 62 degrees outside. The 23-year-old man from West Springfield accused of crashing into 10 motorcyclists and killing 7 of them in New Hampshire will be back in court today.
22 News reporter Taylor Knight is live in Springfield to explain the charges he's facing in both Massachusetts and New Hampshire.
That man is Vladimir Zhukovsky. He was
The state's Cannabis Control Commission is scheduled to review their newly revised regulations for the medical and retail pot industries today.
Yeah, 22 News reporter Hector Molina is live at INSA in East Hampton with what regulations would be put in place.
Yeah, the CCC is working on regulations.
New from the overnight, Springfield police and fire called off a search for a man in the Chicopee River when they said they didn't find anything.
Springfield Fire Captain Brian Tatro told 22 News they received reports that a man fell into the water right near 235 Water Street in Indian Orchard. State and local police and firefighters from Springfield and Ludlow searched the river while state police helicopters searched from the sky. Captain Tatro said they called off the search due to a lack of a credible witness. 3 people are facing drug and conspiracy charges after a traffic stop in Whately this weekend.
State police told 22 News they arrested 2 people from Vermont and 1 from New York.
So the weather isn't horrible right now, but it's on a downward spiral.
It is a downward spiral. I like that. Yes, it is going to get wetter here today. Some scattered showers and storms, but no all-day rain. I think today's kind of the closest to that.
All right. Thanks for watching that for us.
Yeah, all right, sounds good. Thanks for joining us this morning. Don't forget, we start our newscast every morning at 4:30 a.m.
We have updates on today's show and also online at WWLP.com. Have a good day. See ya.